Hello guys, this is Dexy Biceps, former IGL and team captain for Archangel PUBG, current North American PUBG player. So I decided to make a video to give back to the community. This video is going to be a basic rotation tips, or you could call it a guide, I guess. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through a few games of Zenith. Zenith is one of the top teams in North America right now. They're very good with their rotations. So we're gonna watch what they do, and I'm gonna analyze it for you guys, and kind of give you guys tips on what to do when you're rotating. I prepared a short document to kind of show you what we're gonna go through today. So we're gonna be going through these things, and of course the closing remarks. So let's get right to it. First things first, this is going to be the first game. Rewind a bit. So this tool is PUBG.sh, by the way, right here. Okay, so they drop a Chinky. Circle goes to Yasnaya. Before we move forward in my document, I added this thing right here, predicting where the circle ends based on past games. So, in my experience, circles like this, they usually end either here. Wait, let me open up my tool to help me draw. Okay, so they either end over here. It's too big, sorry. These circles usually end either here or over here. And that's in my experience. Like it's not always, but 90% of or 80% of the time they either end here or here. So let's get on with the game. Let's clear that circle thing. Fast forward a bit. Okay, so here they are. First rotate. First rotate, they stop right there. See that? They stop right here. In this area, they can scout this whole area. They can see that area from here. Let's rewind a bit, show you that they stopped for a bit just to quickly scout before moving ahead. Slow down the game. Stop. They stop right there. You see it's clear. They move forward a bit, it's closer to the center. And then here they are again. They're stopping right here again. Stopping right here for more info. From here, they can see this, 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 and this. And a bit of this too. So let's play the video again. You have two guys staying here. Well, to rotate, they have contact there. They move back a bit. They don't want to take an early contest, circle one. Very smart of them. So they stay here. Again, from here, this spot right here, they can see a lot of things. You can see this right here, or not that whole thing, but they can see hilltop, parts of mansion. I guess this house from mansion. They can see this whole field right here. So that's why they picked this rather than sending it straight to the middle in Yasnaya or maybe Alamo compound. So it's very smart. Like yes, they could have taken middle right away, but then what's the point of taking middle of circle two? It shifts away from the middle and screws them over. So I notice a lot of teams they like to send it middle right away without any information. Circle one. I don't think that's the right way of playing the middle properly because that way you're just playing for luck. You're hoping circle two, circle three, circle four centers around you or shifts around you, which we know in PUBG. There's a lot of hardships in PUBG, so it's not really a good strategy or idea to do that, in my opinion at least. Okay, let's clear it on. Move on with the video. So from here, they decide to send two, try to scout this. They notice there's someone there. They move back to mansion. Notice that they stop right here in this house and mansion. They had info there earlier from here, or they had a little info there from there. So they stop right here. Wait for all four to come. They're scouting this at the same time. And they take it. Notice like they came from Pochinki. Let's do a brief recap of their rotate. They came from Pochinki, number one. Move here, number two. Moved here, number three. That's a bad number three. Sorry. And they moved here again, number four. And they moved to mansion, number five. That's all in one circle. It's so that's what I'm talking about. That they do rotates really well. Like circle one, they're able to do five rotates. One, two, or actually four rotates. One, two, three, four. So I see a lot of teams that once they're in the circle, they just settle for the edge, even if if they can get great info on the map. So what you guys should do is you should try to take center ground as much as possible if you have the information for it. See how the rest of the game plays. Oh yeah, I forgot about the first point in my document. I'll replay the video later and kind of explain that first point. Speed up the game a bit. So notice that they went here. This kind of a blender date, or they could barely see anything if I'm not mistaken. So one other thing you guys can do is when you're rotating is you can play off sound. For example, you're sitting in mansion. Like for the first circle, if you don't, like, you know, a lot of teams rotate through this area right here. If you don't hear anyone shooting from this compound, it's most likely that they're either clear or very undermanned. So circle one, they're in a very good position. Actually, it's circle one or circle two? Circle two. Mm, I remember when I said it earlier that these circles either end here or around this area. Look what's happening right now. It's, tada! It does end in this game in this area right here. Another thing to take note of, like when you're playing, well, mostly Erangel, but it also applies to Miramar or maybe even Vikendi when it's out in competitive play. One thing to take note of is Circle 4. It's not a 100% chance, but then as much as possible, Circle 4 is designed to remove as much water as possible. So, for example, you have a circle. Let's let's zoom out a bit first. For example, you have a circle like this. You know, let's redo that. Circle 3, you have a circle like this. So what happens in phase 4, in the next phase, it's going to shift away from as much water as possible. So you have to do the math and kind of figure out where the most water is. So in this case, it's probably going to shift somewhere here for circle 4. There's still some water, but then compared to phase 3, there's a lot less water. This is gone, this is gone. So you want to plan your rotates accordingly and in advance. So, yep. So like I said earlier, like predicting where the circle ends, it ends right here. There's not much to do to the rest of this video because they pretty much get fed with the circle. They did a very good job of holding off and like, kind of ending off everyone. Multiple crashes. They were able to hold their compound. Yeah, there's nothing else in terms of rotation for the rest of this game. So we can hop on PUBG and kind of go through their rotations, like just kind of show you guys what they can see from their rotates. Take note, this is just a pub game. This is just a replay of a normal game that I took. It's not it's not their replay. I'm just gonna show you guys what they can see from those spots I stopped at. So hang on, trying to get the perfect timing. Hmm. Okay, actually let's rewind a bit. So circle one, I believe they stopped somewhere here. Why is it black and white? Hey, that's very weird. Why is it grayish? You rewind a bit, sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay, that's a very odd. Just PUBG things, I guess. That's a bit. Let's not skip to that part. Maybe that's the issue. There you go, there's color now. Or not more color now. So first rotate, they stop somewhere around this area. As you can see, they can see this whole area right here. Where's my... Wait, there you go. They can see this whole area right here from here. So they probably stop somewhere here. Scout that next hill. They see it's clear. They do. They send 2 guys or 4 guys. Take this next hill. Okay. So they take this next hill right here. From this hill, they can see a lot of information. So from this hill, they can see this whole area right here. You can see that compound. They can even see the warehouse, I believe. Yep, they can see the warehouse from here. You can see that whole open field. You kind of get an idea if there's someone in this dip right here. They can see what's happening up north from here. So it's a very, very good spot to take if you can take it for free. So resume the video. Next rotate. They go somewhere here. Just at this dip right here. So from this dip, they can get a better view of that warehouse, Blue Alamo, which is that compound right there, the small compound. I believe they had 1 guy sitting here too. So they can kind of see mansion a bit. They had some decent information in mansion and a bit on hilltop too. Like they could barely see mansion. Yeah, they could barely see. They could see the garage house in mansion. They could see the two-story house in mansion. Just barely see the two-story house actually. Let's head over there and see what they can see. So yeah, so they can see the second story of this mansion or this two-story house in mansion. More often than not, you have guys staying second floor anyways, not first floor. Unless there's someone about to crash them, that's when they stay at the first floor. So they kind of have an idea that this house is clear at least in mansion. So next rotate, they send two guys right here. If I'm not mistaken, they send two guys right here. From here, they can scout the garage house, which they do. They see garage house is open. No one's there. No one's looking. No one's speaking. They send the other two to garage house. Two stay there just in case someone is hiding and being sneaky, so they can take shots while the other two drive away or crash the compound. From here, there's not much they can see from here. It's not really a good compound, I guess. But they can get a better view of mansion from here. They also have a pretty decent view of north from here. Actually, south, not north. So they have a decent view of south from here. You can see yellow houses. They can even see yellow houses here, I think. Like, yeah, barely see yellow houses from here. You can see prison from here, which is very good info in case the circle heads south. So what did they do here? I think they did the yeah they played off sounds. They didn't hear any gunshots coming from this compound right here, the L compound or yeah it's L compound, reverse L compound. No shots, even though there were a lot of people rotating through that area. So they kind of had an idea that it could possibly be free. So they kind of did a somewhat blind rotate heading to the reverse L compound. I'm not sure. They could have stopped somewhere here, kind of scouted out. Let me see the video again or the replay. Let's back up a bit. Oh, they did. They did stop here. So again, they never take risks. Stop right here. Take a good look at these two houses. You can kind of see the second floor of this house, the first floor of this house. You can see this window. So I believe they took a vehicle. So if ever someone was sitting here, they would probably be peeking, trying to look where that vehicle is or where they stopped. They didn't see anyone peeking, so they sent guys to this compound, closer to the middle of the circle. And that's all in circle one. If I rotate circle one, first rotate, second rotate, third rotate, fourth rotate, fifth rotate. And they all did that with scouting, entering one circle. So that's the advantage of moving really early in the circle or moving right away as soon as you're ready. You don't necessarily have to leave right away without decent loot. But then this rule applies towards the next circles too. Like try to be ready as soon as possible whenever the circle pops, so you're ready to move. So you have more time to scout and get more information for your team. So from there, they don't really do much anymore. They don't make any more dates from there. Yeah, they pretty much had to that common for the next 3 to 4 circles, and circle 8 or circle 7 trips away from them. They had to move a bit. At this point, it's just gunfights, winning your gunfights. But yeah, this video's for early game rotates, not really end game or mid game. Again, just to recap, so whenever you have a water circle, phase 4, remember, circle 4 removes as much water as possible. So always keep that in mind in your rotates. It doesn't remove 100% of the water, but it will remove as much as possible. So keep that in mind in your rotates and plan accordingly. Let's go back to the document. So counting from the plane. So whenever you're dropping, slow down the video, you want to count how many teams drop or how many teams left the plane. So for example, that's 2 squads, okay? 3 squads, 4 squads, 5 squads, 6 squads, 7 squads, 8 squads, 9 squads. So with that info, yeah, there's at least 9 squads in the east side of the map. This side's gonna be crowded with at least half of the teams. So what you do is you want to plan your rotates accordingly. If the circle shifts towards this area, it's gonna be risky to take popular compounds. So you wanna scout as much as possible. So that's what I meant by counting while you're in the plane. Also, when you drop, you also want to know who's around you. For example, someone dropped with them, or two squads drop with them. You want to keep an eye where they head or where they settle. So you have one guy settling in this area, snake area, another guy towards ruins, and another guy towards the four houses and intersection. So for example, it heads south. It's going to be a risky rotate if you want to rotate early because they might still be looting in that area and they could easily pick you off if they're still there and you happen to rotate by them. So you want to really plan your rotates accordingly. Okay, this game's done. There's nothing much to this game anymore. We'll head to the next game. Do this match first. Okay, back to PUBG SH. Oh wait, oh, never mind. Okay, so second game, Erangel again. They drop a Chinky again. Just fast forward it a bit, moving face. So it's a West Circle this time. Let's see what they do. Wait, Circle pops 1 minute 45. 1 minute 40. Let's see how long they loot. 1 minute 40. Minutes still looting. 3 minutes. Just over 3 minutes. They start moving. They have two guys still looting, but they have two guys already scouting for them. So they take, and let's play through the video first. Rotate number 1. Rotate number 2. They happen to beat those guys there, luckily. Otherwise, that would have been really ugly. As there were only two of them. So that's rotate number 2. They decide to stay here because they can easily pick off rotators. A lot of people like to rotate through this field right here. They don't like rotating through this road because it's very risky. They don't like rotating through this mountain because it's a lot more riskier than the road. So yeah, you kind of know a lot of people would like to rotate through this field, kind of like this squad is doing. Okay, so hard just from them. Again, I told you guys earlier, phase 4, it will remove as much water as possible. So by phase 4, this whole area, it's gonna be gone. Let's run X on it. By phase 4, this whole area, it's gone. This whole area. So pretty much this is your playable area right here. So let's rewind a bit. Circle pops, they don't move right away because they hear people rotating. They got caught up with those guys. But then soon after they start rotating, they follow them because they don't hear anyone shooting. They stop here though. Why did they stop there? More info. They can get info here. They can get info here. Then they take the next hill. From this hill, they can get info on this wizard hill. even on God Compound a bit. You can also get some info here. I believe they also have info on Gatka Field, pretty much this whole area right here. So from this position, they can see this, this, and this whole area, or maybe not this side, not this side, but from here they can see everything here. That's how good this position is. Okay, let's clear it up a bit. So they see this hill is open, they take it. Send two first. Let's keep two looking. Now they're right here. The reason why they're not taking more spots is because they know there's someone in God compound. They can't just stay here because they're gonna get shot by a God compound. They don't know if there's someone here. What they do know is this whole area is not playable. So they know there are at least doesn't say how many alive, but I'm guessing over 50 alive in this small part of the circle. That's why they don't want to send it middle right away or keep going middle because they know almost everything's going to be taken at this point. Don't know what this guy's doing. Okay, so not a bad circle for them. They could just play this hill. But of course, they're scouting for better positioning. Someone comes to them. That's Reapers, by the way, another decent team. Top tier team of North America, too. So they decide it's not worth it. They don't want to take the fight with Reapers this early. They know that God Compound left. They probably heard them leave, but they're not totally sure if everyone left. So they do a somewhat wide rotate towards this dip right here. They somewhat have information on that dip from their old position. So they stop there, get some info, see if they can take anything towards the middle or closer to the middle for free. They see God Compounds free. They can get more or better information from there. And like, yeah, I told you guys, circle 4. It will shift away from the water as much as possible. Circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, circle 4. Water gone. So they're in God Compound right now. From God Compound, they can see parts of the swamp. They can see this whole area. I believe they can even see this compound right here and this parts of this open field too. So pretty much they have info on almost half of the circle. Half of the remaining circle they have info on. They know their south side is clear. That's a big thing for a late game, knowing one side is clear. So yeah, they just have so much info to play off. Let's see, did they do any? Yep, they do one more rotate. They know this part of swamp is free. They take it on. It's on foot. Might be on vehicles. Probably on foot. Take it on foot. They have Reapers contesting them again. Probably Reapers were backing off of this fight. No, they wanted to take this spot. So it happens that they had they're still 4 strong, while Reapers is just 3 strong now. So they pretty much got fed for the next 2 circles. Easy game for them. A lot of cover in this area. Only problem was this squad right here that pushed to them, but they were able to clear them out. So easy game. Let's head into game again and see the type of info they got from their rotates. So I believe this was the first rotate. Actually, 300 a bit. First rotate. Second rotate was no. First rotate was here. Second rotate. Third rotate. Fourth rotate. Fifth rotate. sixth rotate, seventh rotate right here. Okay, let's see. Replays. Again, this is not their replay. This is my replay that I just took in a pug, just to show you the general area the circle was in. Okay, let's head back a bit. Okay, so first rotate was here. Oh, get out, red zone. Ain't nobody like you. First rotate was here. You can see this compound. You can see this compound. Let's just ignore this, these people. These people weren't there in the game that I was analyzing for you guys. So they see this was clear, closer to the center. They take this area right here. From here, I believe they sat here for one circle, and they wanted to get some easy kills from rotates. A lot of people rotate through this field right here. This field right here. As you can see, that's what I did in this pub game. We were rotating through this field. This hill was taken. This hill was were two squads fighting in this compound. So that's why it's really safe to. It's the safest option to rotate through this field in this type of circles if you're going south. So they sit here for quite a while. I believe, I believe as the circle closed, they had one team rotating through them. They heard them rotate south. They knew no one was shooting at them, so they decided to take this hill right here. From this hill, you can kind of scout the next hill. From here, they can scout that next hill right here. You can see area of this, a part of this. So they don't see anyone. They rotate slowly. Let's go back to the PUBG SH. So they stay right there. They send two. Let's see what they can see from there. So from here, they can kind of see area above them or ahead of them. It's kind of free. They don't see anyone. They keep two here just in case there's someone hiding in the trees. They send two. Clear so far. From here, what can they see from here? So they can pretty much see a lot of the west side. They can see Quarry. They can see God Compound. They can see these houses. They can see this hill. So pretty much this whole area. A quarter of the remaining circle, they can see it. And you know this won't be playable after circle 4. So they can see this whole area. That's a lot of information that you can use for your next rotate. What they do, they take Wizard Hill right here, where I am right now in this pub game. From here, you can see God Compound. You can see a part of this area right here. Usually you'd see people peeking out of that ditch unless they're very passive on down there. In most cases, they're going to be peeking for information too, and they don't see anyone peeking, so they sent two guys over here, or they sent their team over here. I believe it was. I think it was here. Yeah, they sent it here. get some information on God Compound. They notice that the guys that were there earlier are no longer there, or at least they're not peaking. So they take God Compound. From God Compound, look how much info they have on the remaining circle. They can see that hill, they can see that open field, they can see that compound, they can see a part of the swamp or this ditch right here, which is a very good spot to play in late game. They can see parts of this forest. And you can even see swamp from here. They do next circle, they rotate here. They knew this they knew this area was clear, so they rotate here. I just get some more information in swamp. I believe they head to this house right here. And yep, the rest was history. Look how much cover they have over those guys pushing to them. Even these guys didn't have a lot of cover. Just a few trees and a few rocks. Yeah, so just to yeah, video's been about almost 40 minutes. I don't think I have time for a third game to review. So just to quickly summarize, counting from plane, always remember if you're not dropping yet, keep a count on the players that drop or how many squads drop in certain areas and how many squads drop around your looting area. Scouting, move as early as possible so you can scout or so you can keep scouting rather than sending it straight to the middle, hoping for the best. Playing center properly. Yeah, if you want to move early, just don't send it to the middle. Like try to scout as much as possible. Try to get good compounds where you get where you have a lot of information. Don't just send it to the center compound. For example, if the circle is, for example, if the circle is here, this kind of circle, don't just send it to this house right to this observatory right here. Actually, no, this is a bad example. Observatory is very good, so you have a lot of information too from here. Considering you have space to work with. Let's see. Yeah, for example, Swamp's Middle. You don't want to send it to this house right here, this yellow house right here. You don't want to just send it there. So what do you do? Like, yeah, your center circle one. But what can you do from this circle? Like, you don't have any information. Barely have any info on the rest of the map. Yeah, you can see this. The most you have is this thing right here on a big circle one. That's why it's bad to just blindly go middle circle one. Shift away from water, circle four. So circle four, it will remove as much water as possible. It will not remove every part of the water if there's a lot of water included, but it will remove as much as possible. So always keep that in mind in your rotates. As early as circle one, if there's a huge part of water included, plan it in your rotate. Predicting where circle ends based on past games, like I said. So let's go back. These circles, I've seen it end either, or in most cases, it ends somewhere here. Oh, that's a big marker. Most cases, it ends somewhere here. Where else does it end? This end these circles? Could end somewhere here. Some cases it ends over here too. Where else is it like to end? Likes to end somewhere here too. I rarely see circles end in this part of Primorsk or this part of Primorsk, west side. I barely see it there too. Rarely does it end in this mountain. It doesn't end in Georgiapol. Like I've never seen a game that ended that a competitive game ended in Georgiapol. Pochinki, yeah, it could end somewhere. Yeah, arguably it could end somewhere here. Like, yeah, I made a mistake with the circle. So it could end somewhere here. Oh, it's a mistake too. So it could end somewhere here. So you have four circles where these type of circles end. I mean, you have four choices. So what you want to do is try to take something centralized where you can have information on four possible endings. For this game, I believe it ends right here, if I remember correctly. Thus. Okay, let's quickly go through this game. Let's try to predict where this circle will end. Okay, Miramar Circle. Hmm. This area is not playable, so that's out. Circles like this, most cases they tend to end over here. Mm, yeah, I rarely see them end here. Uh, this would be possible too. This area right here. So yeah, you have two choices: this one or this one. Actually, I made a mistake with this one. Zoom in a bit first. Get a better angle. So these circles they end here or here. And once in a while they also end here, but then common is here or here. This area right here. So close enough. If you if you if you planned early enough that it would end in one of these three circles, it'd be close enough to the ending of the circle. So I was still kind of right that it does end somewhere here. It doesn't usually end within cities. This is a uncommon circle ending that it ended top of Nuevo. So let's go back to the recap. Predicting where circle ends. Let's clear these circles. Rotate to hardship side. Okay. This might be a bit of an advanced topic. Basically, let's go back a few games. So basically, if you're actually these two topics are related. So plan for hard shift before next circle and rotate to hard shift side. These two are pretty related. So for example, you're sitting here. You're sitting here where they first rotated. It hard shifts north or hard west or hard east. So what do you do? One thing you can do is you can rotate to the hard shift side. This is applicable circle 2 and circle 3. Look, it shifts hard towards east. There's no one in this whole area. It's best if you can rotate early so you can stop here, get some info, move here, get some info again for here, and move again. One thing to keep note of is it doesn't work if, for example, circle 2 it hard shifts west, and then circle 3 it shifts east or over here. That won't really work because a lot of people's from that were from east earlier, they would probably be taking the space here. So don't do it if it hard shifts on the opposite direction on circle 3. Planning for hard shifts too. For example, you're sitting here. Before the next circle pops, you want to have a plan. What if it hard shifts here? What if it hard shifts here? So have a plan what you're gonna do so you can move right away as soon as the hard shift happens. For example, if it hard shifts Stalber, have a plan. Like, try to scout this area. This area is clear from here. You can see that info from here. So for example, it hard shifts north. Have a plan. If it hard shifts north, we're gonna go take this bridge. We're gonna wrap around Saverny, and we're gonna take this area right here. So just something general like that. Like doesn't have to be that specific. Just have a general plan on which direction you want to head if there's a hard shift away from you. Take another example here. This isn't really a good example because of the water. And as you can see, it hard shifts west. Hard shift west. There's space here, a lot of space here. even with that small play zone. Like the actual play zone is this small. Next hard shift. So pretty much centered circle. Not really a hard shift, but then you can see that there's still space on the west side right here. Mm, yeah, like just keep in mind the rotating to a hard shift side is just something that's like a last resort option. If you have no other option, that's what you do. As much as possible, you want to do what Zenith does, like take it slowly, rotate here, scout, rotate to the open area, scout, rotate to the next open area, scout, rotate to the next open area, scout, rotate to the next open area. That's what you want to do as much as possible. Okay, so closing remarks. Let's clear this thing. Execution and discipline. So it doesn't matter, like, execution is just very important. It doesn't matter if you have all the information you need or you, you can use. It's very important to learn how to execute these strategies properly. Like you can know what Face does, what Optic does, what Zenith or Team Crew does, or even what Liquid does. But if you don't know how to execute their strategies properly, it's useless. So even if I gave you guys these steps right here, if you guys don't know what to do with it, it's gonna be useless if you can't execute it properly. Discipline is also a big thing in PUBG. As much as possible, whenever the circle pops, be ready to move. Like, don't take try not to take those long range fights late into the circle. Like for example, circle's about to close. You're sitting here and you're trying to take fights with these guys. I see a lot of teams do this. Like late into the circle, they're trying to take fights. I don't know why they're doing that. 'Cause they won't even get the confirm on the kill. It's pretty much useless. So as much as possible, you want to avoid those useless fights. Like you could even possibly get down and delay your team on the rotate if you're down because they have to revive you. So before the circle pops, you want to be ready to move to the next circle. See them? Circle pops, move right away. That's what other teams are doing too if they're not happy with their current spot. Okay, so video is a lot longer than I expected. I was expecting it to be a 10-minute video. It is now 50, almost a 50-minute video. I really hope this helps some teams with their rotates because rotations it's just a very important thing in PUBG that's often overlooked. If you get your rotations down right, or if you perfect them or do them really well, it will help you. It will help you keep consistency. It will help you survive early game to mid game, and it will help you put yourself in a position to play the late game, where late game it's usually just winning gunfights. Again, I hope this helps. If you like the video, I might do more in the future. Let me know if you liked it. Again, Merry Christmas to everyone.